Hello everyone, today we speak about AI and SME, artificial intelligence and small and medium-sized enterprises. And here with me is John-Paul Flaminiano. He's project lead of the famous Asian Institute of Management in the Philippines. Paul, you did some profound research on how especially manufacturing companies in the Philippines use AI, given that during the last 20 to 25 years, the share to GDP of the manufacturing sector in the Philippines is actually decreasing, and the share of service industries is increasing. And you did your research based, of course, also against the backdrop of total factor productivity, work efficiency. And when it comes to SME in the manufacturing sector, how do these companies actually use both generative and predictive AI?
So based on the study that we conducted covering 12 manufacturing SMEs in the Philippines, which include construction materials SMEs, garments manufacturing SMEs, and food manufacturing SMEs, all of them were actually using generative AI, such as chatbots, as opposed to predictive AI, which could, in theory, help them optimize their operations, being in manufacturing, so they could use predictive AI to predict their demand or optimize their logistics. But right now, based on the study, all of them are still just using generative AI, such as LLMs and chatbots, to help them mostly with communication and small administrative tasks.
When it comes to the owners of these small and medium-sized enterprises, what are their experiences for having their teams and employees use these tools, as you said, chatbots, large language models? And perhaps you can explain a little bit more about, from the owner's perspective, both the pros and cons.
So it's a mixed bag of experiences that we found from these SME owners. One of the more important findings that we got from this study was that it was difficult for SME owners it became difficult for them to gauge what their employees were actually capable of if their employees didn't know how to utilize AI properly, because they didn't know if the idea came from the AI system or it actually came from their employee. So that became difficult for them to actually know what tasks to assign properly to their employees. And then another relevant experience would be the digital divide in terms of demographics, where the older generations were more hesitant towards using AI because they were so used to doing things, so to speak, the old-fashioned way. Even accounting and their bookkeeping functions, they were hesitant to input information for several reasons. One would be that they didn't want to go through a learning curve of learning how to operate the systems. And then the second would be their hesitation or fear towards how accurate or correct the system would be in terms of keeping in mind their skills in terms of operating the system. But on the other hand, the younger generation were more willing to embrace AI because they basically grew up with this technology. So it's like second nature to them, and they were more, I guess, excited to explore the capabilities of these emerging technologies.
Mm-hmm. You argue that the Philippines should not only invest much more into IT infrastructure, but also in skills, in human skills. What do you mean?
So the Philippines is one of the leading countries in terms of internet penetration and social media use rates, right? But AI hasn't been utilized that much because, especially the younger generation, there's been way too much focus on consuming social media and entertainment content that they haven't really taken it a step further by exploring, looking at other tools that are available online that could help them optimize their studies, their daily lives, or even their work. So, number one, digital literacy begins with awareness. There's more out there. That there's still more content that can be, or more tools that can be squeezed out, even for free, that could help efficiency, in terms of efficiency and optimizing the routines and daily lives. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Paul Flaminiano from the AIM, the Asian Institute of Management in the Philippines. Of course, you will find his study on our website. Thank you so much. See you next time.
Thank you.